ready to head out for a little afternoon hunt. Going down to some public land. It's about 2 hours away. Spent yesterday hunting in the morning up at the lease, and pretty slow morning. The day before was on fire. Everybody saw bucks moving. And Lainey, Jared's daughter, ended up harvesting her first archery buck. It was a decent little 7-pointer. Would have been an 8-pointer, but he's missing a brow tine. The first deer on that property I've ever seen without 2 brow tines. But yeah, we were up there all weekend, and don't want to overhunt it, overpressure it. So just looking at branching out a little bit. I'm gonna do a hanging hunt today. Going to use the new tree saddle. I've had some success with it, and the spot I'm going to go into, I've never been in there. It's going to be virtual scout only. Seems like a good funnel area, probably bedding for maybe some mature deer, I'm hoping. A lot of the hunter access in that area is on the opposite side of the road, where there's a big field that it seems like there's probably a lot of deer movement in. Deer feeding out of the hill, so I'm hoping that people are neglecting the other side of it. And pretty good wind for it. I think I could kind of set up in this big oak that's in the middle of these two, I would say it's probably like hardwood, river bottom style habitat. And this funnel area in between is a good transition area. Looks like there's a lot of deer trails in it. But it's about a 2-hour drive down there, and of course we had to roll the clocks back this morning, so trying to get out there at a decent time and not lie to myself that it's 11 o'clock, but to the deer it's still 12 o'clock. So I'm going to try to get out there, get set up at a decent time, and hopefully either A, smoke a big deer, or B, get a good understanding of how the deer are moving in that area. Probably not a spot I'll go to a lot just because of how far it is, but took the week off and I'm gonna try to get everything done that I can. Try to punch this tag and feel kind of focus on the household, since my wife will be deploying early next spring. So wish us luck, and we'll give you updates along the way. So this could be my first time really trying to document one of my hunts, and I just showed up to the property that I plan on hunting, and I've only seen really 2 other vehicles so far. But I had some time on my way in because of the distance of the drive to listen to my little intro that I recorded. Some backstory. So I've been in the Air Force now for 17 years, and I joined when I was 17 years old. So been in the Air Force for as long as I've been a civilian. And the things that you tend to pick up as a youth tend to stick with you pretty well through into your adulthood. But at the same time, there's a lot of habits and tendencies you're still going to pick up over time. So I was listening to the recording, and sure enough, I ended up listening to kind of some of my vernacular. And I grew up in Northern California. When I was in basic training, you can kind of pick up on where other people were from, at least regionally, based off of kind of how they spoke. And the only reason you could really decide that you knew where I was from was if I dropped in a hella here or there in my speech pattern. But since then, I've been stationed in Texas and Missouri, Nebraska, Florida, and I'm currently stationed in Illinois. And it's kind of crazy how when you listen to yourself be recorded, it starts to stand out that you sound like you're from the Midwest after being in the Midwest for so long. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just kind of funny to observe that about yourself. But getting ready to pull into my spot, start getting some stuff ready, and then hopefully we see some success. It's a little bit windy today. We got a wind blowing southeast, which will be the direction that I'm coming from. So my scent will be blowing back the direction I'm walking in, which works in my favor, as long as there's deer in the area. We'll follow back up here shortly after we're set up and ready to go. Talk about what their setups are. So this is kind of what I'm working with. I'm going to be running XOP sticks. Altered that top step on that fourth stick just to help me set up my platform, because I'm going to rock with the Predator tethered platform with the Phantom saddle, and then shooting my Bear Legendary Series Kuma. Actually, I really like that bow. My wife got it for me. So I'm going to finish getting ready here, and then we're going to end up getting the gear all stacked up and ready to go and into the field. More updates to come. Well, we're off to a good start. Small print, but still fresh. Slowly make our way into the area we're going to set up and kind of slow down, be quiet. I go over this direction. There's kind of a transition area in between two tree lines. I think if I set up kind of on the point of it, I'll be able to shoot to both sides. We'll have to see when we get up there. So I picked our tree. It might be kind of hard to hear me, but we're going to set up here. With that, you'll be able to shoot to this side, deer feeding back and forth, as well as over here, feeding back and forth. And I'm pretty sure they'll be coming out of this thick bedding area over here. So we'll see what happens. So we're pretty much all set up. Got the bow up in the tree. The tree has a tether going on the Phantom platform. So what we're looking at right now is we walked in from over here, and there's kind of an access trail going this way. But you got these really good transition lines coming through here, and then especially over through here. Now I'm hunting just a little off wind, so my wind's blowing like right over here, varying over here, so I'm gonna have to be careful about that. But there's some pretty good deer trails worn through here, good transition area. We'll see where the evening takes us. Well, we're back in the truck, and obviously didn't see any kill shots or any deer being harvested, but ended up seeing that little button buck work its way under my tree from my right to left, which is kind of where I was expecting the deer to move. But the rest of the evening was pretty slow. Didn't see any deer moving. Even off in the distance, I was looking for, tail flickers, antlers going through the grass, anything like that, and just wasn't happening. So right before last light, I turned around behind me, and I seen a good, I'd say 3-year-old, 8, maybe a 9-pointer. I wasn't quite sure, but he was gonna cut to the north of me, where my wind was gonna be blowing. Before I was using distance of me to get a shot at him. So I ended up climbing down and trying to make a move on him. But it was pretty loud and crunchy walking through that field edge, and I only got to about 75 yards and ended up spooking out of there. So, you know, for picking a point on a map and kind of, you know, thinking it was a good spot, I had one deer within 5 yards of me and another one, good mature deer, that was pretty close to where I needed to be. So I'll take that as a win with this, you know, public scouting and trying to find a spot to kill a deer without even being in there. So that's going to end up this video, and I'll keep trying to put these together and seeing if I can get better at creating content. Hope you all have a good night. Bye.